As soon as your soul leaves your body, something very interesting happens. No one wants to touch you anymore. People want to get away from you. The same people that were hugging you and kissing you, now they're what? Now they're afraid to be in the same room as you. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib describes, he meticulously describes the process of death. What does the Imam say? He says, فَغَيْرُ مَوْصُوفٍ مَا نَزَلَ بِهِ. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib is a master at describing things. He is the most eloquent of people. But do you know what he says when he speaks about death? He begins by saying, indescribable is what befalls him. Can you imagine? Amir al-Mu'mineen, who is the master of the eloquent. When he speaks about death, he says death is indescribable. But let me try to give you an idea of what it's like. اجتمعت عليه سكرة الموت وحسرة الفوت. When people die, they experience two types of pain. The Imam says, the intoxication of death, which I'll explain in a few moments, and the remorse of lost opportunity convene upon him. When you're dying, not only do you have physical pain, not only are you physically uncomfortable, what happens? You're psychologically uncomfortable. Why? Because you start asking what? The what if questions. What if I prayed? What if I was better to my parents? What if I did this? You start to think about all of the things that you should have done. All of the opportunities that you missed. All of the times that you were delaying. Oh, I'll get around to reading the Quran. I'll get around to going to Hajj. I'll do that next year, next year, next year. And that year is the year Malakul Maut comes and it's done. اجتمعت عليه سكرة الموت وحسرة الفوت ففترت لها أطرافهم. Imam says that when someone dies, when death comes, people's extremities, they go flaccid. Their limbs become limp. وتغيرت لها ألوانهم. Their color goes pale. ثم ازداد الموت فيهم ولوجا فحيل بين أحدهم وبين منطقه. The Imam says, when death comes, when it arrives, the first sense to be lost, generally speaking, is what? Your ability to speak. You lose your ability to speak. You've been talking all your life. The first ability Malakul Maut removes from the human being when the soul is being removed is what? The ability to speak. وَإِنَّهُ لَبَيْنَ أَهْلِهِ يَنْظُرُ بِبَصَرِهِ وَيَسْمَعُ بِأُذُنِهِ. Now that you've lost your ability to speak, you're laying on your deathbed, seeing with your eyes and hearing with your ears. You can't reply anymore. And I've visited many people who are in their deathbeds. Most people are like this. They lose their ability to communicate, and then they lay there. They can hear and they can see. But what happens next? فَلَمْ يَزَلُ الْمَوْتُ يُبَالِغُ فِي جَسَدِهِ حَتَّى خَالَطَ لِسَانُهُ سَمْعًا. Death begins to mingle with your hearing. It's already taken out your ability to speak. And now you lose your ability to hear. فَصَارَ بَيْنَ أَهْلِهِ لَا يَنْطِقُ بِلِسَانِهِ وَلَا يَسْمَعُ بِسَمْعِهِ. That you can only see. You can't speak. And you can't hear. يُرَدِّدُ طَرَفَهُ بِالنَّظَرِ فِي وُجُوهِهِمْ. All you can do is, because you can't move anymore, your eyes start to shift from side to side. You know, your family gathers around your deathbed. You look at their faces. يَرَى حَرَكَاتِ أَلْسِنَتِهِمْ. The Imam says, you see the movements of their lips. وَلَا يَسْمَعُ رَجْعَ كَلَامِهِمْ. But you don't understand the intent of their speech. You can't hear, you can't speak. You're sitting there and you know that you're leaving this life. All you can do is you just look at their faces. You're trying to make out what they're saying, but you can't make out what they're saying. ثُمَّ ازْدَادَ الْمَوْتُ الْتِيَاطًا فَقُبِضَ بَصَرَهُ كَمَا قُبِضَ سَمْعُهُ. And then finally, you lose your ability to see. You can't see, you can't hear, you can't speak. And then the Imam says, وَخَرَجَتِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ جَسَدِهِ. Then the ruh, the spirit, departs the body. فَصَارَ جِيفَةً بَيْنَ أَهْلِهِ قَدْ أَوْحَشُوا مِنْ جَانِبِهِ وَتَبَاعَدُوا مِنْ قُرْبِهِ. As soon as your soul leaves your body, something very interesting happens. No one wants to touch you anymore. People want to get away from you. The same people that were hugging you and kissing you, now they're what? Now they're afraid to be in the same room as you. It's amazing. I remember when my grandfather passed away 3 years ago. He had many friends, many relatives. They enjoyed his company. But I ask you now, if your sibling, your parent, your child, if they pass away, would you be able to spend the night in the same room as them if they're dead? You won't be able to. You'd be too afraid. The same people that were dear to you, you now flee from them. You're afraid to be around them. And have you noticed, brothers and sisters, and I've seen this with my own eyes and I've heard this with my own ears, people even lose their names when they die. All your life, you were Muhammad, you were Ali, you were Fatima. But when you die, everyone refers to you as what? The body. Carry the body. Move the body. When are we burying the body? You lose your name. So I want you to put everything that I'm talking about in the context of peer pressure. You have to know who you are. You have to know that this is a temporary phase. Why are you so obsessed with pleasing people and fitting in when you know that we're all leaving this life?